Hello folks, this is Solo speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is taken from another double up game that I did with Antisocial Monkey. In this game we're going to be looking at another game featuring Bard, but this time it's going to be a Bard of many traits. In other words, instead of playing deeply into Bard's own traits, which are Mythic and Trickshot, we're going to be looking to stack wide on the traits with lots and lots of different traits in different directions. Now, at the start here, we have our starting portal, and honestly, I disliked all three of these options so much that I refused to vote for any of them. It's the first time I've ever refused to vote on a portal. Literally, ever since set 9, there's always been a portal. I was so disgusted with all three of these, I just refused to vote for any of them. But we end up getting the Tactician's Crown. That was Antisocial's pick. And honestly, this was probably the least offensive of the three picks. All of the other ones were going to distort the game even more wildly. And by the way, I know that someone immediately types "you guys suck" at the very start. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to mute everyone else. I don't care what anyone else says. This is a double up game. Antisocial Monkey and I are on voice chat. We don't have to care about what anyone else is saying over the course of this game. All right, now I get a Bard from the very initial minion round. And my immediate thought was, well, I'll look to maybe play Bard in this game. In this particular patch, the release version for set 11, Bard is extremely strong. Oh, and by the way, Antisocial Monkey apparently also got a Bard to drop as well. So yeah, between the two of us, we already have 2 out of 3 Bards. That feels pretty good there. And then I'm just going to try to build the rest of my board around that. The Alloon, I don't think I'm going to be using in this game. So that's probably just going to get sold. I probably should have sold it already. And I already have a bow dropping here as well. That's really nice because Bard wants items that build out of bows. He particularly wants double rage blades and a gun blade if you can get it. Those are considered to be his perfect items over there. Now, there is going to be some overlap between our comps in the sense that Antisocial Monkey is going to be going for Cogmaul reroll, which is one of his preferred comps. He loves playing the Cog reroll setup. So that's part of the reason why I'm not going to look to go deeply into the Mythic trait here. And that's because I don't want to overlap too much with his particular team comp. Instead, I'm going to be playing wide on the traits. As I said, a Bard of many traits, if that makes sense. So I'm going to try to be building around this and see what else I can get. In particular, I'm going to look to play the Sivir here because that will give Trickshot trait for the Bard. Let's see, I get a tier. Okay, that's a little bit less useful. And then the glove. Those are not quite the items that I would have wanted. I would have actually liked some frontline stuff or a rod so that I could get a rage blade for the Bard. All right, I'm going to look around here. I'm looking at the different options. I'm not seeing anything I want so all that much right now. Buried treasures. And then I see this over encumbered. For the next stage, you only get 2 bench slots. Afterwards, get 3 item components. This is a really nice silver augment. It does mean that you have basically no bench space whatsoever, though. So this is going to be a problem in the sense that it's going to be hard for me to hold units for Antisocial's board. Like I said, I just don't really have room to hold anything on my bench. But I can go ahead and get these extra units in here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play the Garen plus the Jax for frontline. I'm going to stuff the second Bard on my board because, again, I only have 2 spots on my bench, but I will get 3 components at the start of stage 3. So I think this is not something you can take if you're going to be playing a reroll composition, but I'm not going to be rolling for Bard until I get to like level 7 or something. So for here when I'm only level 4, I can afford to have fewer bench spaces, and that's going to translate into more components, which should be nice. Now, that said, I do not have Bard's Mythic trait in. I only have Trickshot in. My board is not especially strong at the moment, so I would not expect to win some of these early rounds. Also, I think I've mentioned this before, either on live stream or in videos, but the difference between Bard when he has perfect items and Bard when he just has like normal items, it's really night and day. Bard with just normal items is much, 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 much weaker than Bard who has his perfect items, which again are 2 rage blades and then also a gun blade. So he has the healing. Now I want to get Mythic trait in if possible. So I'll need at least 1 more Mythic trait. Also, I'm also at 2 out of 3 Story Weaver, so I wouldn't mind getting Story Weaver trait in as well. So just trying to look to build out my team. I do not have much in the way of money, but that's because we're all playing an extra unit, so everybody's going to be a little bit poorer in terms of economy than they would normally be. I'm also going to look to see if I can try to find Cogmauls, and oh, this is not great. Looks like someone's going to be contesting Antisocial Monkey on the Cogmaul reroll, so he is going to have to contest with somebody else in the lobby for that. But this is double up. We can work together to try to find in the units he needs. I'll be doing what I can to try to find any Cogmauls that I can get. And that, along with the other key units he needs. The other really big unit is Cho'Gath. You can also try to grab Malphite and Caitlyn. But really, it's the Cho and the Cogmaw that are the key units there. All right, can we finish off that Kindred? It's on like 1 HP. All right, there we go. No, I'm not going to win this round, but if I can at least kill one more unit, that's good. Unfortunately, that person's level 3 and I was level 4 and I still lost, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. By the way, here, there's also a Zoe on the bench as well. If I could potentially look to play the Zoe, that would actually give me Story Weaver trait, and that's probably better than what I have right now. But I'm not sure if I end up going in that direction or not. I think that I did not go in that direction, in part because I'm trying to hold this Nico for the moment. I'd have to drop the Nico for that. I don't have enough bench slots to transfer over to something else. So anyway, yeah, I'm just looking here. I have a whole bunch of different traits I can make. I'm pretty close on a bunch of these different traits right now. But as I said, 2 out of 3 Mythic, 2 out of 3 Story Weaver, and then half of Arcanist Heavenly, and then a little bit less on Exalted. I'm not going to be in... Can't remember if I end up playing into Exalted in this game or not. I have to go back. It's actually been a couple days since I played this game when I'm trying to do the cast. But anyway, my board is not especially strong here at the outset. The good news is we should be able to get a little bit carousel priority from that. As long as the losses are relatively close, it's actually not that big of a deal to lose some of these rounds early. I still would prefer to win them, but it's not the end of the world to have some close losses. So ASM's going to come over, but only with 1 unit, and then I get reinforced on. So even though that round was fairly close, we did only kill 1 unit, so that was a little bit less than great. But I am going to be first pick here, so I would really like to get a rod on this carousel. I'd really like to get that Soraka who has a rod and a bow, but it gets snapped up instantly. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then the other sword and rod, which is the other thing I wanted, that also gets snapped up. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm first pick on the carousel, and I can't get either of these because I need rods, and I need swords, and I need bows. And there were like these perfect carousels that I couldn't get any of the items I wanted. That person is young, wild, and free, and they just ran right over and took the bow plus the rod, which would have been a Rage Blade and then half of another Rage Blade for Bard. So I am able to get something decent. I'm able to get this. I'm able to get a rod. But that could have been so much better there. And I was able to make 2-star jacks with that as well. But I was like, seriously? Like, come on, man. Anyway, so that could have been a lot better. And now I have 2 out of 3 tiers, and I really don't know what I'm going to do with 2 out of 3 tiers on this board. I wish I could just send those over to Antisocial Monkey so I could put the double tiers on Cogmaw. I know it's going to be a blue buff, so I'll go ahead and put this on jacks for now, and then I can figure out I'll have to put somebody who's a blue buff user on my board later on. It could be Teemo, who's another trick shot. Teemo's actually a good blue buff user, but I don't believe that I end up playing Teemo in this game, in part because I was just trying to play through other traits. Also, I could have leveled to 5 there, but I opted not to do so because I was not on a winning streak, so it didn't seem like there was much of a reason to try to level and go to level 5 when I'm not on a winning streak. But in any case, so we're going to kill everything on the other team's board, but then again, it reinforced on, and it looks like that's not going to be quite enough, so going to end up losing this round as well, but that's probably good for economic reasons to lose that round. That's a 0 unit loss. I killed every single unit on the other board and then lost, so I believe you only lose 1 hit point for that, which is not too bad. And then I want to play this Riven, so if I want to, I can try to replace something there. We'll take out the Garen. I'm going to send the Malphite over to Antisocial Monkey. And I probably should have held on to the Garen because that would have allowed me to play Story Weaver with that Riven. But yeah, didn't see that play. Probably should have played that over the Nico, in all honesty. But it is what it is. And I now have the Tactician's Crown. I'm putting all these items on Jax because Jax is going to get sold later on. So I can have him just hold items so that they can be sold later. Anyway, here's the person who took that rod and the bow off the carousel. It's this person, the young, wild, and free player. So I was like, seriously, this person. Why do they have to take the items that I wanted? But anyway, so they have 2-star cog and they have the Rage Blade on them, which is kind of weird because Rage Blade's not really a cog item, but they're going to end up beating me as well. So I actually lost every single round here on stage 2. I wouldn't say this was a particularly good opener here. And Antisocial Monkey has lost, I believe he lost most of the rounds as well, but that's not surprising because when you play cog reroll, it tends to be pretty weak at the early portion of the game. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the Teemo on the board because why not? I might as well put the Teemo on here for now. And that blue buff can always go into the Teemo later, but I can't sell the Jax right now because that would leave me with no front line if that were to happen. Anyway, not a great start to this game. I do have 2 out of 3 bards, but I haven't seen the third one yet, so neither myself nor Antisocial Monkey saw another bard for all of stage 2. So not great, I would say. I do have a Rage Blade for the Bard, so I have one of Bard's key items, but I'm missing the other ones. I do have a Soraka, so that's nice. I definitely want this unit to be played. And then I'm going to get some more defensive items. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, now there is some good RNG. I get the third bard, so that's a biggie. And out of this, I'm going to get my other components. Are there any rods or bows here? No. No rods or bows here. I was like, ugh, jeez. Well, I've got some other stuff that's useful. I definitely have, what is this? I've got some gloves here. And I'm going to get another bard from Antisocial Monkey. So we are at 4 bards already. That's pretty good to have 4 this early in the game. So I'll go ahead and put in the Soraka. That's going to make Altruist trait and Heavenly trait together with that Nico. And then out of these items, I was like, I think I want a Thief's Glove somebody. So I'll go ahead and put this on Soraka. I'm going to be rerolling for Soraka later on. I can definitely look to do that. I'll go ahead and make Gargoyle's Stoneplate. So I have some kind of frontline tank item. Even though it's not my preferred tank item, it's at least a tank item. And then I still got this leftover sword, which I'm hoping can become a gunblade later on. I will need a rod for that, so I'm still looking for more rods and more bows. Always need rods and bows when you're playing Bard. A little unfortunate that the 3 components that popped out didn't have any rods or bows on them, but at least I did get a sword. And then I was like, oh, cool, you have my bow. I'm just going to take this because I need bows really badly. I actually don't even care that much about the attack speed for the team. I mean, that's nice. 12% attack speed for the team is nice, but I really just need bows. Like, that's what I need. I need more bows. So now I have the bow. So now I need 2 rods. I need 1 for the second Rage Blade, and I need 1 for a gun blade. So now I need rods. I guess I have all the bows that I need now, but I need more rods. So it's a work in progress, but Bard's itemization is starting to get there. I did also finally win a round. I hadn't won a round the entire game. And then I'm looking at this and I'm like, you know, I'm at 2 out of 3 Exalted. I should probably just play Exalted, right? Because I'm going to play the Bard. He's Exalted. I'm going to play Soraka, who's Exalted. I was like, oh, wow, this is a game where the Exalted units are all 3-cost units. It was really interesting. Every single Exalted unit was a 3-cost. I've never seen that before. There's 60 different possible combinations. I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely going to play Bard, and I'm definitely going to play the Soraka. We have +1 unit from the Tactician's Crown. Everybody has +1 unit over what they would normally have. So why don't I just play the Diana as well for Exalted trait? I might as well. It's going to give me a damage bonus and give me the extra experience each round that I have it in. So that seems pretty worthwhile. So I will pick up this Diana, and I can look to play that unit as well. As I said, my biggest issue right now is really the front line. Bard's actually doing a decent amount of damage, but my front line's pretty sad at the moment. I have a Jax with no Warden trait in, which is basically my front line. Not great. And then we get this. Anytime you bench a unit, Malphite knocks their items off. So this is just like infinite item removers, which is kind of cool. And then, oh, by the way, apparently the game really wants me to play the... Diana because I'm going to get a Diana 2-star, and in addition to that, I'm also going to get the what is this? I'm also going to get this Tom Kench. That's the word I'm looking for. So now we can put our tank items on Tom Kench. And do I want to level here? I believe it's only 16 gold. So we'll go ahead and level, and there we go. Now the board is starting to come together. Now I'm starting to get what I need for this board. So 3 Exalted. That's going to give us 1 extra XP every round, and it's also going to give us a damage bonus. I believe it's like 9% damage bonus right now. It's something like that. I think it's 3% damage bonus plus 1% for each level you are. So I think it's level 6, 6% plus 3% is 9%. I believe that's what it is. And then we have Mythic in, which we need for Tom Kench, and we need for the Bard, so that they'll get the extra health and they'll get the extra ability power and attack damage. We have Altruist in, Heavenly trait in, Bruiser trait, and Trickshot in. So that's a lot of traits in play already for this stage of the game. We already have 6 traits in, which is pretty nice. And then I'll look to continue building the board from there because I can build into stronger traits. Like I can build into Dragon Lord, Sage, etc. Traits like that. All right. So once again, I'm second pick on the carousel. What do I need? I need a rod more than anything. What happens? The young, wild, and free player runs over and immediately takes the rod. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Seriously? Like what? Like, why does this keep happening to me? I'm finally like first pick on these carousels. I'm used to being last pick on the carousels. I finally have a game where I lose some early rounds, and what the heck happens? I end up in a situation where I still don't get to pick what I want. It's just infuriating. Oh boy. Well, at least I'm starting to hit a little bit more in the shop right now. There's another Tom and another Riven in the store, so that's definitely good news. I'll definitely pick those up. I was able to fall back on some more frontline tank items. By the way, here, a component anvil. I'm looking for a rod, no rod. I was like, oh my god, what is with my luck in this game? So I took the component anvil hoping to pull a rod. It's not there. I'll take another belt for frontline on Tom. That's not bad. Like, getting frontline stuff for Tom Kench is not bad. You also see me send a Cogmal over to Antisocial Monkey. He's on 5 of them right now. It's taking him longer than usual to put his team together because he's being contested, but he always has a good sense of how to do this. So we're going to continue working towards that. We think we can hit the Cog 3-star by the end of the game. So I'm going to send him a 1-star Cogmal, and I will keep an eye out for any more, just because we have to make sure we get 9 of them for him. Of course, I'm also trying to get 9 bards for my board. I currently have bard 2-star, and we have 4 of them. So we're making progress. We're about halfway there. And I'm trying to get to level 7 and then just slow roll on level 7 to find the remaining bards. The good news is no one else seems to be playing bard in this lobby, thankfully. 2 people playing Cogmal, but definitely not 2 people playing bard, which is kind of surprising because bard reroll is one of the strongest, is generally seen as being like the strongest comp in this particular patch. At least that is if you can get him as proper items, which who knows if I can do that at this point because the game is determined not to give me any rods this game. All right, anyway, so we got our option to send something to Antisocial Monkey. I believe he takes the component anvil from what I remember of this game. Yeah, going to take that, and then I'll pick up the Teemo. So I still do not have a lot of 2-stars on my board. The Diana and the Tom are still, and the Bard are still the only 2-stars on my board. But, oh, never mind. Exalted, it's 4% plus 1% per level. I thought it was 3% plus 1% per level. So I'm getting a 10% damage bonus from that, and that is pretty significant. Plus that Exalted Core is also giving me 1 extra XP per round. That's kind of nice because I can let it just stack up on my bench, and then when I'm done rerolling on level 7, I can sell it all at once and just like get to level 8 and 9 faster. But it lets me sit on level 7 for a while and get like the bonus XP per round, which is pretty nice. Alrighty, so I have been winning most of these rounds since I was able to get the Bard 2-star in. I'm hopeful that I can win this round as well, though. It'd be really nice to win this before going into the minion round. This is someone who's playing a Storyweaver board. Unfortunately for them, Storyweaver 5 is pretty weak, at least in this patch. Storyweaver 7 is strong, and Storyweaver 3 is strong at the start of the game, but Storyweaver 5 is pretty weak in the middle portions of the game. Just the Kale doesn't actually do that much. So do we have enough to win this one? And no, apparently. After I said all of that, we still lose the round anyway. That's disappointing. I really would have liked to have won that. Oh, well. Well, there is another Cogmal here, so I will definitely look to pick that up there. And then there's a 2-star Tom Kench over there that ASM has picked up, so he probably can send that over to me. And now normally I'd be in the position of, well, do I have to like sell the Tom Kench I already have on my board to transfer items? But fortunately, I don't need to do that. And in fact, as soon as I do that, I realize, why do I have my Thief's Glove on a 1-star Soraka? This should be on the 2-star Diana. So I'm going to move that Thief's Glove over to the Diana after this. All right, can I get any rods here? Any rods, please? Can we get any rods? No. Once again, no rods. I was like, Jesus, this game. We did get a lot of loot there, but no, nothing more in that regard. So I'll go ahead and make the Sunfire for Tom Kench. He's going to have an awful lot of health here. And let's go ahead and level. I'll put the Janna on the board. That's going to give me the Dragon Lord trait. And then I remember I need to take the Soraka off the board. By the way, Soraka and Janna look way too much alike in this set. So now we're just going to start slow rolling here. And we're going to start slow rolling for more Bards and more Tom Kenches and more Sorakas if we can find them. And the goal is to try to 3-star as many of these units as possible. Since I'm taking 3 costs out of the pool, I will also pick up Dianas as well, just to see how many Dianas I can find. ASM's not going to look for them, but he's going to be concentrating on the Bards and the Tom Kenches for me. But now that I have 2-star Tom Kench, I'm in pretty good shape. Like you can see on my board, definitely got a lot stronger there, just because I have 2-star Tom Kench now. I actually have 5 Kenches at this point. What makes this board work is Bard with the idea is he gets a double Rage Blade, so he stacks up attack speed incredibly fast. And then the Gunblade allows him to heal the front line. Oh, now we've got a Prismatic Augment, which is really not what I want. I did think about taking Prismatic Ticket. Every time your shop is rerolled, you have a 45% chance to get a free reroll. I was thinking about that a lot, but then I was like, you know what? I think I could play 4 Altruist if I get this. I could look to play up to Rakan later on. Altruist is a very strong trait if you can get into higher tiers of it. So I'll go ahead and look to take this. I'll put it on Teemo for right now. So that's going to give us 3 Altruist. And then I have this Bloodthirster, which is like, oh, what the heck? What do I do with a Bloodthirster? I really don't have anyone that can use Bloodthirster on my team. I'll have to put it on someone. I should put it on someone because I can always take this item off with the infinite item remover portal or encounter or whatever it is that we have right now. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to continue slow rolling here. And all right, let's Teemo 2-star and a Diana. We'll hold on to this. So now I have, what, 5 Bards, 5 Kenches, and 4 Dianas. Might as well hold on to this. So I should put the Bloodthirster on somebody. There's no reason not to put it on someone. Riven is probably the best holder of it right now, even though she's not a great holder of it. Still better than have it just sit on the bench not doing anything. And in theory, I could even put the sword on somebody too, because why not? I can always pop them off at any point in time. So there's really no excuse for having any items on your bench right now, aside from just getting dizzy with too much stuff going on at once. Anyway, it looks like Antisocial Monkey was able to hit his 3-star Cogmaul, so that's really nice. I can probably sell that Cogmaul that's on my bench now, since he was able to hit that unit. And there we go, there's 6 Tom Kenches, very, very nice. So I'm trying to remember what he needs as his next unit that he's looking for. He has hit everything except the Caitlyn, but that's understandable. By the way, he is playing another Bard on his board. He's playing a 2-star Bard on his board, so we really have 8 Bards between the two of us. And there you go. You see, I actually do put that on the ribbon. All right, so I did want to cover Altruist trait. This is a very specialized trait. It's basically a support trait, but does give team-wide benefits. Altruist trait, the description reads, Altruists heal the lowest health ally for 15% of the damage they deal. Your team also gains armor and magic resistance. So at Altruist 3, it's 25 armor and MR for the whole team. If you can get Altruist 4, which requires getting an emblem, it's 45 armor and MR. I will have to find Rakan in order to get that. But I like the idea of Teemo as he deals damage. He's healing whoever is the lowest health person on my team. That seems pretty helpful right there. Because Teemo actually deals a lot of damage, but it's a damage over time effect. So he'll be healing the front line to a pretty high degree. Anyway, so let's go ahead and see what we get here. I, again, still need rods really badly. Of course, now I'm 3rd pick here, so it's going to be harder to get one of these. At least there are 2 rods on the carousel. Really, really hoping I can get one of these. Would be nice. Would be nice to get one. There's still 2 out of 3. It's still both on there. Okay. Can I get one? All right. Thankfully, I was able to get one. All right. So that means I will be able to make one of my rod items here. Between the two, it's better to make a Gunblade over having double Rage Blade. I can make other stuff with that bow. Like, I can make a Giant Slayer if I had to. I can make a red buff if I had or two. But I really do need the Gunblade. Also, you saw that I ended up getting an Aurelia there, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and just look to play that unit. And if I'm going to play this unit, I might as well play into Storyweaver trait as well. I was not planning on playing into Storyweaver trait, but if I'm going to run Aurelia, I might as well run that trait as well. So we're going to keep looking here. There's some Nico. So we finally get Nico 2-starred, and we'll just sit and wait there. By the way, I have not really been seeing Soraka's in this game for whatever reason, but I guess the reason why I'm not seeing the Soraka's is somebody is playing vertical heavenly and taking all the Soraka's out of the pool. All right, well, this person has a 3-star Volibear over there, and I'm not sure that I have enough damage. Do I have enough damage to kill this unit? Need Tom to hold up there long enough for Bard to kill everything, but unfortunately Tom went down. Can we kill the Volley? He's low, but I don't think we have quite enough. Yeah, not quite enough to kill that unit. It's close, but the Volley ended up healing for some disgusting amount of health. Yeah, also had Harm Assist on top of all those other things. So unfortunately, my win streak does come to a close there. But the good news is I'm getting really close on the Bard, and I'm getting really close on the Tom Kench. Again, I have, excuse me, I have 7 Tom Kenches, and I have 5 Bards. But remember, ASM has a Bard. Yeah, and now it's just come on over from him. I believe he sent me 5 Bards already in this game. He sent me a 1-star Bard, a 1-star Bard, and a 2-star Bard. So he sent me quite a few of them over the course of this game. And wait, what happened to the Bloodthirster that just popped off? Oh yeah, I realized the Bloodthirster should be on Aurelia. Where is that Bloodthirster? It just disappeared. This is a bug that happens sometimes with the items. Where did that Bloodthirster go? It will show up eventually on my bench, but it might not show up until the beginning of the next round. So oof. It's a little bit annoying. Sometimes you get this weird stuff happens with the items popping off. Rest assured, I will get it back eventually, but it's taken a while. Yeah, there it is. It's in the orb. Well, I don't think I would have won that round anyway. That person was able to hit the 3-star Sivir. In other words, Storyweaver 7. So not quite strong enough to beat them. And I do lose those 2 rounds in a row. But I'm on 8 Bards and 7 Toms right now. So I'm very close to hitting my key units here. I just need to roll a little bit more, and I can hopefully hit these. There's a Soraka, but I don't really have space for her. Okay, I sold the Diana to make space. There's a Tom. I have to sell something to make space for that. Probably should sell the Teemos, because I'm probably not going to hit 3-star Teemo at this point. And there's a Lee Sin, which is another unit I would very much like to play on this board. I just don't have bench space right now. The 8 Toms and the 8 Bards are eating up so much space. Well, anyway, one more minion round. I'm really, really hoping that I'm going to be able to get a rod here. Again, I've needed rods the entire game and have not been getting them. Once again, I don't get one there. Is there any chance I can get one from one of these orbs? Again, I'm getting all the Sorakas now that I don't have bench space to hold them. It's like, all right, can I find these units? Can I find them? I really, really need just one more Bard. All right, there's the Tom. Now can I find one more Bard? Okay, there we go. Would have been nice to hit them slightly sooner, but I really can't complain here. All right, so now can we get this item anvil? Is there a rod in here? No. Of course there's not a rod. Why would there be a rod in there? Well, I can go ahead and make red buff. That's about the best I can do. But it is kind of wild how much difficulty I had finding rods in this game. They were snapped up on the first 2 carousels, even though I had really good carousel priority. And I'll go ahead and make Protector's Vow. I can take that off Riven and put it on a better unit later, but we might as well have it in play while we can. But seriously, like, for how many times there were rods on the carousels for me not to be able to get them? And then for all the item anvils I pulled, right? I pulled components from 2 different item anvils, and both times they weren't there, which is pretty unlucky. It's 50-50 odds for a particular component to be there on an item anvil, because there's 8 components, and you get 4 of the 8 on the item anvil. So to fail both times is only 25% odds. So that's pretty, as I said, pretty unlucky to have that happen. Anyway, over there, Antisocial Monkey has made pretty much his whole board, all of his key units. So now he's back to leveling again. He's going to send me... he had actually spent all his gold, so the only thing he could send me was a item reforger. And 5 gold, but that was fine. I didn't really need anything all that particular. Now I'm trying to get to level 8 so I can play another unit, and then we'll just go from there. Or anyway, I just leveled to 8 there, so I put in the Janna for Dragon Lord. What I would like to do is replace the Janna with Lee Sin, because that would also give me duelist trait for this Aurelia that I'm running. And then we'd like to get another Story Weaver in. Wouldn't be bad to play Galio here. That would get us another one. We could also play Zoe for Arcanist trait as well. That would give the whole team 25 ability power, so that wouldn't be bad either. But since we're playing the Aurelia, we definitely want another Story Weaver unit if we can get it. But yeah, now that we have the 3-star Tom and the 3-star Bard, we're kind of have taken off now. As I said, red buff is not considered to be quite as good as a second Rage Blade, but it's perfectly fine. You can run this on Bard. He's got the Gunblade. He's got a ton of attack speed, so he can stack up, so he can heal off the Gunblade. And Tom Kench has good itemization, and he's a 3-star frontliner, so that's really good. Plus, we just have like a billion additional stats coming in here as well, right? We've got the Altruist Armor and Magic Resistance for the whole team. We have the Exalted Damage bonus for the whole team. We have Heavenly Stats that are being given to the entire rest of the team as well. So lots and lots of extra stats here and there. By the way, there's an Udyr. Is there any way I could play this unit? I don't know if I can, but you know what? We'll just put him on the board for right now. He's got to be better than a Janna. Dragon Lord trait wasn't really doing anything, so it's like, all right. And I could always put like that Protector's Vow on him, I suppose, if I want to. But for right now, we'll just run the Udyr. Why not? It's not a big deal. I can also. The other thing is, I guess I ended up sending him over to ASM because ASM was playing that unit. So now I need something. I was like, all right, Lux, get in there. You make Arcanist trait. We'll just toss you on the board. We definitely can find something better than this Lux. But I do need to build up my economy a little bit because I'd like to go to level 9 now and try to play more legendary units. I really want to find Rakan because Rakan will get me 4 Altruist, which is a huge amount of bonus armor and magic resistance. Rakan also gives me another rank of Dragon Lord trait, or would put Dragon Lord trait in play. And then I'd like to get Lee Sin on the board too. As I mentioned, would also give another rank of Dragon Lord and would also get Duelist trait in play for Aurelia. So I want to get some more of these 4 and 5 quest units in to help fill out my board. Even though I have kind of the core of the team comp in place with the Tom Kench and the Bard, I do still want to fill out some more stuff. Also, there's a Story Weaver emblem. I wouldn't have minded getting that. That would have put Story Weaver in play. I'm at 2 out of 3 Story Weaver right now. All right, I'm looking mostly here for more items for Aurelia. I'd love to get her something else. The Last Whisper certainly would have been nice. Out of the stuff that's here, okay, well, pretty much everything I would have wanted for her got taken, so... Out of these options here, how about the Lysandra? Well, that gets taken as well. I was like, all right. Once again, I'm not having much luck on these carousels. Everything I want has gotten snapped up over and over and over again. Okay, by the way, we are on 6 Teemo, so there's a possibility of Teemo 3-star as well. All right, I didn't really want either the Protector's Vow or the Bloodthirster, so I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and make the Spear of Shojin on Teemo. I think that's kind of a wasteful item on him, but I was like, can I put it on Aurelia? But no, Aurelia doesn't really use mana, so it's not quite right to put on her either. I'll put the Altruist Emblem on Aurelia so that she's dealing some of that damage, and we'll do this for right now. Again, I really want to reconfigure these items somewhat. I don't think these are the right items. I really don't think Teemo should have both a blue buff and a Spear of Shojin because it doesn't help him cast faster. His mana cost is 30. With the blue buff, it becomes 20. Well, he casts in 2 auto attacks with the blue buff. He casts in 2 auto attacks with the blue buff and Shojin as well. So it's not actually causing him to cast any faster by having that Spear of Shojin on him. I just don't really have anyone else I would put that on. I guess I could put it on Soraka, but Soraka's a 1-star unit. Like, that doesn't feel very good. It doesn't really work on Aurelia because she doesn't use mana in like a normal way. So I'd love to put this on someone else who I can use the Spear of Shojin more than Teemo. But yeah, anyway, let's see. I probably should have taken Magic here. I took Attack with the intention of trying to get Aurelia. I probably should have taken Magic to get stuff for Teemo. I ended up getting the components for an Infinity Edge, so that's fine. We'll put Infinity Edge on Aurelia. That's not bad. And now we're just trying to get up to level, get up to level 9 so that we can play. I am on 7 Teemos at this point, so that's something. And yeah, we're just going to continue chilling here. I mean, I guess the Spear of Shojin gives, some attack speed? So I guess that's not the end of the world, but it's really not doing that much as an item. It would be better suited for someone else. I could even put it on but like I said, I just don't really have another user that can use it. Anyway, so I decided to take the Lux out, and I'll go ahead and put this Zyra on the board instead. That gets Storyweaver trait in play. It also puts Sage trait in play, so that gives extra ability power to the back line and Omnivamp to the front line. That has to be better than a 1-star Lux, the 1-star Zyra. So now we have Storyweaver trait plus Sage trait in play as well. So again, we just continue to have all these traits in play. Having a rank of Sage is very, very nice. Like I said, we have a lot of team-wide stat benefits, and it's something that I don't think I've been doing enough of in these games. By the way, we get another Teemo. I'm shocked I'm continuing to find these Teemos now that I'm up here on, what am I on, level 8, and then I go ahead and sell the Exalted Core. By the way, there usually is no benefit to saving the thing. Usually you can just sell it every round, unless you're deliberately trying to stay at a lower level. But anyway, yeah, getting a rank of Sage, getting a rank of getting the Storyweaver in. I have Kale on the support option, where she shreds armor and magic resistance. Also by the way, then I hit a 2-star. Hit a 2-star Soraka on my bench there. And then I also find a Hui, which I can maybe send over to Antisocial Monkey. Plus 3-star Teemo. Somehow I have 3-star Teemo here. So now I'd really like to get another Teemo item. Unfortunately, I don't really have that. So I was like, I guess we'll take the Ionic Spark for a frontliner. Really would have liked better Teemo items here, considering how strong the Teemo is. Anyway, I'll put the Hui on the board for right now. I think I can probably find something better than that. There's the Lee Sin. Let's play the Lee Sin. There we go. So yeah, now my trait synergies are all maxed out. 3 Altruist, 3 Exalted, 3 Mythic, 3 Storyweaver, 2 Dragonlord, 2 Heavenly, 2 Sage, 2 Bruiser, 2 Duelist. I believe I have another trait that's on the next screen. I can't even fit all of them on here. So as I said, a bard of many, and then Trick Shot trait. Yeah, a bard of many traits indeed. This is just a lot of stats that my team is getting from all of these different traits across the board. Now, I still would like to try to get Rakan on here if possible. I would take out probably the Zyra if I could find Rakan in here, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to find him before the end of the game. So there's another Lee. We'll definitely take that. Continuing to roll here on level 9. Try to find some more units here. By the way, we are down to just one other team who just made a 2-star Zaya and Rakan, so that there's quite a few of them out of the pool, which is going to make it a little tougher to hit. So yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to actually end up hitting that, but my board does seem to be in pretty good shape here. I have so many stats from Exalted, plus Sage, plus Dragonlord, plus Altruist, plus Heavenly. It's like a lot of team-wide stats. As I was saying before, it's something that I don't think I'm doing enough in the late game. You really want to cap out your board with these traits that provide team-wide benefits in set 11. There's just so many traits that provide team-wide benefits in this set that your team just gets outscaled if you're not playing a lot of these. If you're playing like a vertical trait that's not taking advantage of these, you tend to get outscaled by the traits that do take advantage of this stuff. Anyway, this is a porcelain board. This board's pretty strong. It's very close, but looks like I have it. ASM was coming over to reinforce, but looks like we have this one anyway. So there we go. A relatively straightforward game. We were still at 58 HP when we won the lobby. ASM was able to hit his 3-star Cogmaul and get his the rest of his mythic board in place. And then you saw I went very wide on the traits in this game, and it worked pretty beautifully. Of course, it worked because Antisocial Monkey sent me a 2-star Tom Kench, a 2-star Bard, and then a 1-star Bard, and then another 1-star Bard. So he pretty much gave me my whole team comp. So kudos to him. He helped me put it together, and then in the end, we were pretty strong, and we were able to win the lobby. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time, hope everybody's having a great week. Take care, and I'll see you guys again soon.